People can't live up to your expectations if they don't know what they are. You've reached Talking with Dr. Terry, 180 Seconds to a Better You, message number 123. I'm Dr. Terry Wurzbacher, and this call goes out to Frank Soma. In my recent death doula role, I've come across some problems. It's the old saying, too many cooks in the kitchen, or too many leaders and not enough workers. It used to be another saying, but that's not politically correct anymore. Bottom line is there are too many people involved, and there's no one specific person coordinating the whole deal. This entire escapade has shown me how important organization and communication are in all aspects of our life, including dying. And maybe it's even more important with dying since people's emotions are running high at that time. It's easy to say they did this or didn't do that, but it's also taught me what my responsibility is when it comes to stepping in as a doula. I don't think I laid out my expectations well enough, so how could they have possibly lived up to them? They couldn't. When you have a lot of people trying to help, it gets even more touchy because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or make them feel they aren't wanted or aren't being helpful. So what do? Well, I've learned there has to be short, succinct guidelines that are directive, not just explanatory. You have to tell people what you expect and what you're going to do and what you expect them to do. Especially in situations like this, they need to be directed. For instance, one problem has been lack of communication between the caretaker and myself. I can relate that back to my never telling the husband what I needed to do my job correctly and never asking him if he could comply with what I needed. Maybe I didn't even know because of my inexperience, but this has also taught me what I need and what I need to say to the caretaker and the person that's dying. This is a slippery slope with a caretaker because frequently they're overwhelmed and they don't know what they can commit to. In fact, they probably don't want to commit to anything. It's just another responsibility. But if I had at least laid out my expectations, then asked how that sat with him and what would make it work for both of us, there'd have been a better chance for success. So it's definitely something I've learned. I've also learned to put 5 to 7 main points on a sheet of paper that can be given in the first meeting. It can be hung on the refrigerator for reference. The shorter the better, the more directive the better, and the simpler the better. Brains aren't functioning great at that point, and the more brains you have involved, I think, the less functioning there is. So this is about my doula practice, but you need to look at your expectations with your friends, family, and employees and determine if the other person knows what your expectations are. And find out if they can meet them. Maybe they can't meet them, but you'll never know unless you ask. They may not even understand what they are until you do that. Ideally, we want our expectations to be the other person's expectations too, and the key is to find out how best to get to that point, and that's a team effort.